Question 1. We have a number here which is first added by 7 and the result is then multiplied by 6 and the product is then divided by 9 to give us 6. We can solve this problem by working backwards. So what is the value of this? This would be equals to 6 times 9 giving us 54 because 54 divided by 9 gives us 6. Similarly, this would be 9 because 9 times 6 gives us 54 and this would be 2 because 2 plus 7 gives us 9. Hence, the number would be 2. For question 2, we are given a rope. The rope is cut into half. So this remaining piece is as long as this part which is cut away. And the remaining piece is cut into half again. So the smallest piece measures 20 cm. Since this and this are the same, this must also be 20 cm. From here, we see that the remaining piece is equals to 40 cm. This is equals to this, so this is also equals to 40 cm. Therefore, the length of the rope at first is equals to 40 plus 40, giving us 80 cm. Question 3. Dylan had some money at first. He spent half of his money on pencil case. So he's left with some money. We know that this must be twice of this. So to go from this number to this number, we must divide by 2. Again, he spent half of his remaining money on some books. And again, we put a divided by 2 here. And he spent another $8 on sweets and was left with $12. Again, we can solve this problem by working backwards. This must be 20 because 20 minus 8 gives us 12, and this must be 40 because 40 divided by 2 gives us 20, and this must be 80 because 80 divided by 2 gives us 40. Therefore, the answer is $80. For question 4, Max had a box of chocolates. He gave 5 to Alice and 7 to Tom and ate half of the remaining chocolates. So we put a divided by 2. So he's left with 12. So here must be 24 because 24 divided by 2 gives us 12. And this must be 31 because 31 minus 7 gives us 24. And this must be 36 because 36 minus 5 gives us 31. Hence the answer is 36. Question 5. So May had some money. She spent $6 on a meal and half of the remaining money on a toy. And she spent another $5 on stationery. So she was left with $4. So this must be $9 because 9 minus 5 gives us 4. And this must be $18. And this must be $24 because 24 minus 6 gives us 18. Therefore, she had $24 originally. For question 6, there were a total of 240 cars in car parks A and car park B. 28 cars from A were driven to B. So for this question, we observe that the total number of cars remains the same because it is an internal transfer. So total remains the same. So in the end, the cars in car park A is twice of car park B. So A, we have 2 units here, and B, we have 1 unit here. And the total remains as 240. So 1 unit must be equal to 80. Because 80 plus 80 plus 80 gives us 240. So in the end, A has 160 cars, B has 80 cars. So at first, how many cars were there in A and B? 28 cars from A were driven to B. So at first, A would have 160 plus 28 giving us 188 cars in A, and at first B would have 80 minus 28 giving us 52 cars at first, and we check that 188 plus 52 gives us 240. Therefore the answer is 188 in A and 52 in B at first. Similarly, for question 7, the total remains the same as well. So in the end, the pigeons in the first tree is thrice. So we draw 1 unit, 2 unit, and another 1 unit here of the second 3. And the total remains as 80. So 1 unit must be equal to 20. Because 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 gives us 80. So in the end, there were 60 in the first tree and 20 in the second tree. So how many pigeons were there in each tree at first? Because 34 pigeons flew from second tree to the first one, at first we must have 20 plus 34 giving us 54 pigeons in the second tree at first. So for the first tree we would have 60 minus 34 giving us 26 in the first tree at first. And we check that 54 plus 26 gives us 80. Therefore, the answer would be 54 in second tree and 26 in first tree. Question 8. So, Sharon read 3 pages more than half of a book on the first day. So suppose this is Sharon's book. So she read 3 pages more than half, and this is half of the book. Half. So Sharon read another 3 extra pages. This is on the first day. And this is the remaining pages. On the second day, she read 2 pages more than half of the remaining pages. So this is half of the remaining. And she read another 2 extra pages. This is for the second day. In the end, she had 30 pages to go. So this would be 30. And this would be 32. Because this must be the same as this. This is also 32. So for this segment, we have 3 plus 32 plus 2 plus 30 giving us 67 pages. Because this segment is same as this segment, this must also be equals to 67. So at first, there must be 67 plus 67 giving us 134 pages at first.